Hello everybody. So before we hop on into this video, I wanted to say a few things. So first of all, thank you so much for being so open to my previous video I posted with Elizabeth April. She is amazing. You guys responded so well to that. So I'm having her back on my channel today and she's doing a psychic reading with me, diving into my energy, my aura, past life, so many things, so interesting. And I'm honored that she did this for me because she doesn't take clients in this way. She doesn't do individual readings anymore just because she has so much going on. She does live channelings and she, has her speaking and all the things that she does. So the fact that she did this for me and that I got to record it and that you guys get to watch it again is such an honor. So thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you guys for coming on and watching. Also, I think as you watch this video, you're going to get to know me on a whole nother level, and I wish that you could have been in my head during the reading because I was just like, yes about everything she was saying. It was so much validation, past life things that were so relevant to my life today. So that'll be interesting. And the video, I'm usually very much into like B-roll and music and edits and whatnot, but I kept it very simple, minimal editing. I just mostly cut out parts that were just like her channeling where nothing was being said. But if you want, I can totally make a reaction video so you can kind of know what was going on in my head as she was doing the reading. So if you would like that, give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments. But yeah, I invite you to come along and watch this reading with an open mind and an open heart. So let's do it. Let's watch it. Hey guys, it's Annie and I have Elizabeth back on my channel. And what are we doing for this video?
Well, I'm gonna tap into your energy, see what's going on, and
good luck.
Maybe introduce people to, just what I do, but also maybe a little bit of your soul as well.
Yeah.
So we'll just see what comes through. I mean, typically my sessions are an hour long, so I'll just kind of just whatever is most needed for you and whatever is most needed for people to observe and witness as well will come through. So all I need from you to get started is your full name, first and last, repeated 3 times over. I don't know if, do you feel comfortable with that?
Yeah,
Do people know your last name? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool, yeah. So first and last, repeated 3 times over. That just gives me permission to tap in.
Anna Marie Bardonsky. Anna Marie Bardonsky. Anna Marie Bardonsky.
Okay. Okay, cool. So I first want to mention that, every channeler, psychic, receives information in different ways. The way that I receive it is through clairvoyance, which means that every piece of your information comes through a visual. So most of the time I just want to project my third eye and say, this is what I'm seeing. But I'll explain it the best that I can. So the first thing that comes up when I step into your energy is your aura. And you have a very lovely aura. Everyone has white light to their aura, but you also have a really beautiful soft pink energy in your aura. So this is a good representation of your divine femininity. This is your compassion, your nurturing, your sensitivities, your empathic abilities. So your sensitivities to other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. You're clearly very much so an empath and very sensitive. You also have a lot of healing ability in you as well. Like it would be very natural for you to step into healing. So it's really beautiful. So you've got that divine feminine energy and very flowy, but also potentially very much so out of body as well. So you just have to make sure that you bring it back in. You also right now at this time, just because we just filmed another video, you've got a lot of blue energy in your aura, which is the throat chakra. This is all about communication and expression. I think it's just because you're in this kind of realm, and this is who you are as well. It's just you express through that throat chakra. So that's just very prevalent in your energy. And then you also have this new energy that stepped in, and this is very recent in the past 6 months. It's all yellow and also a yellow but a golden also like yellow and golden vibration. So the yellow is all about the solar plexus chakra, and it's about confidence and self-worth and empowerment, and also like knowing who you are and where you're going. But also the golden vibration is very cosmic. So you're very clearly connecting and bringing in more of your cosmic DNA and more of your cosmic self. And that's also adding to the who am I and who do I want to be? So you're really stepping into that. And it's funny, when I asked your spirit guides, where have you been at in the past year? Like, what was 2019 for you? What was 2020 for you? There was a lot of red energy, which is base root chakra, and that's all about grounding and foundations. So there's a lot of like questioning your foundations. Are these the right friends for me? Is this the right home for me, place for me? You know, financial stability as well. Like, where is that coming from? And actually the words that came through as far as where you've been in the past year is, let's see if I can get the right word for this. Existential crisis. There's a little bit of like a, what am I doing? Who am I? Where am I going? What's happening? There's a little bit of that, you know, especially in this past year. And that's when the 6 months ago, when that solar plexus really kicked in of like, all right, now's a good time to make a change, you know, and who do I want to be moving forward into this change, which is actually what we talked about in the last video. So you've really been in it, like you've really clearly been going through it, which is beautiful. And your guides are also saying that there's a lot that you don't know that you're about to step into, like a lot of spiritual gifts and intuition, just like heightened sensitivities. And they're chuckling. Your guides are funny. They're saying, what are they saying? Yeah. So you have the ability to tap in. Okay, you have the ability to tap in, but you get so ungrounded when you're tapping in that you can get either lost, right, in all of the energy that's around you, or B, very overwhelmed. So it's like, wow, I'm feeling, it's kind of like having like 10 dreams a night, and then you wake up and you remember all the dreams. You're like, I don't even know what to take from all of that. So that's, naturally, you're such an empath and you're so sensitive that you're picking up on so many things throughout the day, or you're getting even messages and downloads throughout the day, but they're not tangible yet for you. They're not applicable. You're like, okay, cool. What's next for me then? You know, this doesn't make sense. So they just said that the clearer you are about the path that you want to take, which you're really good at the intention, the manifestation, the law of attraction stuff, like the clearer you are about that and the more strategic you are about how you want to get there, the easier it's going to be for them to bring you what it is that you want. And the key there is knowing what you want, knowing what that end goal is. Maybe it's an end goal for next month. Maybe it's an end goal for next year, but not having any expectation over how and when and where it's all coming from, right? This is what I want. I want freedom, but I'm open to how it comes, right? So that is just more grounding for you and being more clear. It's so difficult because you're like, oh, this feels good. Yeah, let's do this. No, this feels good too. Let's go over here. You know, and then by the end of the week, you're just fucking everywhere. You know, you're like a little butterfly, which is nice. But also you got to hone it in, right? So it's that reminder. And also they're talking about routines are really good for you. You got to have more routines more often, or else you're just going with the flow, which a lot of people, especially divine masculine energies, they need to know how to surrender and be vulnerable and go with the flow more, which is what you're so good at. But then you also need more of that divine masculine energy, which is, okay, cool, now what? Now where am I going? Now what do I want? So you're just learning that. Like, this is a really big balancing year for you and a huge transformational year for you as well, which is really exciting. Okay, cool. Let's do a little chakra scan. Let's see what's going on with your chakras. If there's any imbalances or things that are out of alignment, we'll talk about it. Okay. And then we'll go even deeper and we'll take a look at some past lifetimes and see where those imbalances are coming from and what they're related to and how they're affecting you now. So 1 second. Okay, lots of stuff going on in your chakras. The first one that comes is the solar plexus. It's like, literally, it's like pulsating this like yellow energy. And there's this like nervousness that you have even in this moment. I don't know if it's because I'm just reading your energy, or the thing that came is like you're really breaking free of your box. Like you're really just breaking free of like whatever sort of apprehension you had to step into this. And so things are breaking down, like even right now as we speak. So that's like being very activated, but you're going to be tested on this in relation to your throat chakra. So the second thing that really comes up is the throat. And you're good at expressing and communicating, but now that you're becoming this new person, and it's not becoming a new person, you're just stepping into who you've always been without any limitation, without any questioning and self-doubt, you know? And so you're starting to step into that. You still have the self-doubt. You still have the old self kind of creeping in, saying like, is that the right decision? Should I have done that? Should I have said that? Da, 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 whatever. But especially you're going to be challenged in your communication with regards to like family and people who don't really understand the new you or say the most authentic version of you. It's really beautiful because I see you have a great support system in your friends, right? With your friend dynamic. So that way you don't really feel the tightness that's going on with you right now of like moving from the old self into the new self. So you don't feel a lot of that resistance because you're getting supported in the way that, oh, cool, I can be myself. You know what I mean? And you're not really confronted with the family vibes too much. And when you are, you can still fit that mold. Eventually, and I want to say, just a warning, it feels like by the end of this year, you're not going to be able to fit into that mold anymore. There's just going to be too much resistance there, you know? And so you're going to have to kind of come out of the spiritual closet to your family.
Hey, Mom, Dad, hopefully you're not watching this. Or maybe hopefully you are.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. So I just see that that's going to be a bit of a challenge moving forward. And then also a challenge to believe in yourself because you still hold yourself back with doubt. Like, there's still like, well, who am I? You know, well, what can I do? You know, and you doubt yourself even in your life coaching as well of like, who am I? Like, you know, how can I help this person? But you're brilliant and you just don't see that yet, right? So when the throat chakra and the solar plexus, the confidence align, like watch out world. And that's when I feel like you're going to be stepping into 2021 is with that coherence, that alignment. So that's really good. The only other chakra that came through here that was of significance is the sacral chakra. So the lower abdominal area right underneath your belly button. This is an orange energy and it's all about emotion. And so because you're naturally an empath, you're naturally an emotional person, and you naturally also pick up a lot of energy from others. So the best thing is that you've been very choosy about who's around you because of that. So in the past, even past 2 years, like you've really just like let go of people, brought new people in. Like, so you're in a really good place with that. But what was it that came up? There was something that came, oh yeah. Do you have a partner? Do you have a boyfriend?
No, not right now. So. There was an attachment before.
Okay. So yeah, I didn't think so. So right now, what you're learning, the period in which you're going through is you're learning, and it's good because it seems like you're pretty self-aware of this. You're learning how to love yourself and support yourself emotionally without the need of having a partner. And honestly, you're setting yourself up for success in bringing a new partner into your life, which I feel like you're actually contracted for in 2021. And timelines can and do always change. So it's, you know, no attachment there, but there is this work that needs to be done. And I want to tell you, you're doing it. Like, it's very clear that you're doing that work emotionally. And it's like, if you're having a shitty day, you're like, okay, what do you need? I'm just going to take a bath, you know, and you go take a bath and you're listening to yourself and you're supporting yourself. And that's just very clear in your energy. So just a lot of movement there of like, I don't need a man, you know, and bringing that energy in. So I'm like, your guys are super proud of you. I'm super proud of you. So that's good. And then as far as like the higher chakras, the third eye and the crown is very connected. You're very spiritual naturally, but there's been this apprehension to fully step in with the third eye. So you actually block and limit a lot of your experiences that you could be having. So when you are ready, all you have to do is say, all right, spirit guides, all right, higher self, like I'm ready to like amp up my experiences. Just be cautious when you do say that because it will amp up and you just have to make sure that you're grounded enough to process that.
Can I say it right now?
No. Don't be impulsive. Okay, I want it. I'm ready. Just bring it. Just bring it to me. Just sit in meditation. Take some time, okay? And then say it when you're actually ready rather than, all right, sign me up. I'm good for this. Okay, just be grounded when you do it. All right. Okay, good. All right.
I'll do it on a hike.
There you go. Okay. Exactly. Nature. Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper. Let's take a look at some past lifetimes. Have you ever explored your past lives?
I have had someone do a reading where they told me what they saw, but I've never done like
Cool.
Yeah, so a little bit.
Cool. Yeah, awesome. All right, let's just take a look. Let's see what comes up. Typically, I always ask for the most significant past life that relates to you.
You've been a little out, but that's okay. Good enough.
Okay, cool. All right, let's take a look here. Interesting. Okay. So there's a past lifetime here, and this was back in like 1400s. Mm-hmm. You were a woman, and I just keep seeing this scene of you as this woman sitting on a well. So it's like a big well. I'm not sure what wells were used for back in the day, like back then, but the superstition of like a wishing well and like giving the well like a penny and then putting your wish out there was like a big thing back then, right? And it feels like this was in Europe, probably in England. And so what you did, you were a psychic back then. You were very intuitive. And what you did was you would sit at the well. It was quite big, and it was made of like these stone blocks. And it had like this wooden bucket. And so you would sit at the edge of the well and you would give these things that you called well readings. And I'm like, okay. And so people would come over and they would like have their penny or whatever, and they would like put it into the well and they would make a wish. And what you said was, if you give me your penny, I will give you information, right? So instead of like making a wish to a well, you give that to me. And so it was quite a good idea. And so you had all these people come over and you would give information, but the information that you gave was always very coy. It wasn't very clear. So you'd be like, you really need to talk to your grandma, and then we're like, well, what do you mean? I just talked to her like a month ago or whatever. And then all of a sudden their grandma passes away and the information, it's like, oh, that's why I was told that. So you would give information and people would have to trust that information because it wasn't very clear. And so you did this, and you became quite well known in the community for these well readings, and people would come from other communities and other villages to come see you for these odd well readings because it would take maybe a week, maybe a month, but the information would eventually make sense. Yeah, super interesting. So you did this for quite a long time, maybe like 10 years, and you made a good like living off of this. And I think also for you to be by water as well was also quite significant. And so then the one day there was this man who had super low vibration, and he came over to you and he asked you for information, and you gave him some like little nugget of information. And he's like, well, that doesn't make sense. And you're like, well, I'm not the one to make this clear for you. You have to discern this for yourself. And so he got so mad at you that he ended up pushing you backwards into the well, and you fell down and you ended up dying in the well, which was a very traumatic passing. I don't know if you've ever had falling issues, like fears or claustrophobia, or even like drowning or like hitting your head. Like all of those could potentially be like a fear for you of like getting trapped into something that's cold and damp and wet and small or whatever, or just falling, just this feeling of falling. And so that was traumatic for you because here you were just living your truth, doing what you do, and you died because of it. And so I think part of your apprehension of opening up your third eye also comes down to that lifetime and being persecuted in other lifetimes for having those gifts. And so I just want to let you know that just by talking about that past lifetime, we're instantly clearing the energy of it. So, that's not going to be a big issue moving forward for you. The apprehension, right, to really open yourself up. Let's just see if there's any other past lifetimes. I mean, there's many, but see if there's any other that need to come by or come through. And then we'll see if there's anything else your guides want you to know. Okay, very interesting. So there is another lifetime here. This is a long time ago, like maybe like 11th or 12th century, potentially BCE. And this was in the East, and I want to say it was probably around India. You were a man in that lifetime, and you were a yogi. Now, when we think about yoga and yogis in particular at this time, I mean, it's quite watered down to what it really was. And so I literally see you as this super cute, like little Indian man, like very skinny. And you would do crazy shit. Like you would like be able to like bend your body and flip around, and like you could also like balance on one hand your whole body. Like it was really wild what you could do. Like you were literally, you looked kind of like a circus act, you know, but you weren't. And you actually lived at this ashram or this temple, and all you did was, your main practice in that lifetime was balancing the mind, body, and soul. And so when you were balanced within your mind, you could balance your body. When you could balance your body, you could balance your soul. Like it was like you weren't able to progress and move forward energetically, spiritually, physically until you had that full alignment and full balance. So that was a huge lesson that you learned from that past lifetime that you're applying to this lifetime. But also there's a little bit of like a hindrance there as well in you convincing yourself, but if I'm not balanced in my mind, body, and soul all at once, then I'm not able to be successful. I'm not able to move forward. I'm not able to be psychic. So you're very hard on yourself in that way as well, which comes down to a lot of your self-doubt and questioning of like, who am I? Like, I can't do that, you know, because I can't do this, right? And so, yeah, so I definitely would recommend like getting into like, whether it be calisthenics or yoga or like balance, like balancing with your body is really important. And then with the breath work to balance your mind. And then the inner work to balance your soul. And you're already on that path, but there's something with that. And then I also think maybe like a little bit of like a forgiveness or a release in like reminding yourself that you don't need to be fully balanced in order to receive, right? Because that feels like a little bit of a condition that you put on yourself from that lifetime. But these are two lifetimes that are not only bringing up like conditional experiences and maybe hindering experiences, but they're also reminding you of who you have been, therefore who you can be in this life. Right? Which is really beautiful. Let's see if your guides have anything else they want to mention, and then we can close. Okay, great. So there's another lifetime here, but it's off this planet. And this was your very last lifetime before you came to planet Earth. So it's a very significant one. You were an angel, believe it or not, and literally like right when I tapped back in, I could see these huge wings from your shoulders, just like growing and expanding. And so I don't even call you an earth angel in this lifetime. And so as this angel, you were working with the Galactic Federation. And for those of you who don't know what that is, you know, just check out my channel. But you were working with the Galactic Federation, which is basically just for oneness and unity and collective consciousness for the entire universe. And so you had so much compassion and like you were so pure. That's what I would call you. It's just so pure and almost to the point where you're like innocent and naive. And so when you made the decision, you found out about planet Earth and you're like, I need to be there. I need to help humanity. I need to help humans. Like they need us, you know, they need me. And so you wanted to be here. And there was a council that you spoke to as this beautiful, like you were a female angel. And you spoke to this council and they said, if you go in with that energy of, I need to help them, like I need to give everything that I have to them, you're going to get chewed up and swallowed alive. You know what I mean? Like you're going to get like, you know, chewed up and spit back out kind of thing. And it was just because you were so open and almost so innocent and naive in that way. And that's kind of the energy that you did come to this planet with, which is, let me help you. Let me give you everything, you know? And then you ended up having a lot of lifetimes on this planet where you passed away early because you became the martyr and you sacrificed yourself and you sabotaged and you gave and gave and gave and then you had nothing left. As an angel, especially a high vibrational angel, you had the connection to pure infinite source. So there was never a lack when you gave. When you came here, there was always a lack when you gave because you didn't know how to give back to yourself. That was always a natural connection to source. And in this lifetime and in many other human lifetimes, you've had to be reminded of, oh, this is what it's like to have a balance between giving and receiving. I also got a name for your angel self as well. It came through quite clearly, but I'm going to have to go back in to get it. This is a name that's translated from light language into the English alphabet. So let's just see if I can get it again. Yes. Here it is. It's really beautiful. It comes through as Akela, Akayla, Akela, and then you can also call yourself Ak if that also resonates. Ak.
That's yeah.
And so anytime you want to connect with your angelic self, and of course everyone has many different interdimensional connections, but anytime you want to connect with Akela, you just say her name, which is just you, 3 times over and bring in that vibration. Angels are really good with compassion, really good with healing, really good with inner strength. So anytime you need that extra support, you've got yourself and that parallel self who's still existing out there to come through and help you now.
That's so interesting. I have a friend named Kayla, and her Instagram and YouTube is AK Doll.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So
cool. I wonder if there's a link there.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah,
I think it's a coincidence.
Yeah. Beautiful. Awesome. So hopefully that resonates with you. And I always say, you know, after kind of doing that reading, you know, give yourself a couple weeks to just kind of process. Some people feel really tired. Some people feel really excited. You know, it's just, it really depends on where you're at. And for everyone watching, I don't do any more readings. So
special occasion.
So please do not email me asking for a reading. This is great, but I do a lot of other offerings and have a YouTube membership page. So if you want to check more of that stuff and more of my channeling out, you want to check that out rather than coming to see me for a reading. But
and you're doing monthly Galactic Federation channelings,
I am
right?
doing monthly Galactic Federation channelings.
I came to the first one.
Yeah. And those are powerful, powerful. So, yeah. So hopefully that all resonated with you and you feel good about that.
It does.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, once more, I know you said this in the last video, but where can they find you?
Yeah, for sure. Just ElizabethApril.com, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Elizabeth April. You'll find me everywhere. So,
I really hope you go check her out because it's going to blow your mind. All right. Well, that was great. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye, guys.
Bye.